Hello everyone and welcome to the review of the KuKirin C1 Pro, and this is a very interesting gadget, scooter, e-bike. This is actually strange because this doesn't fit any kind of classification. It's more of a scooter than it's of a kick scooter, and it's a kick scooter and it's not an e-bike because it doesn't have pedals. Let's say it's a scooter, electric scooter, but it's not looking like a regular electric scooter. It's actually looking like a kick scooter that doesn't have one seat but actually has two seats, and the second one is very functional even though it looks kind of weird, but we are going to test that also today, and I have a surprise for you a bit later. So first of all, we are going to start with the technical details. This is the C1 Pro, and the Pro means two things on this scooter. It has a massive battery underneath here, 48 volts and 26 amp hours, so this should provide you very good range. Second thing related to Pro is a very big motor there. It's rated officially at 500 watts of power, but the peak power on that thing, I believe that it's a lot more. And this thing also comes free of annoying speed limits, so it will do up to 45 kilometers per hour fully loaded, and that's pretty impressive when you look at it. It's actually rather compact, rather small, and to see better how compact this is, I brought my assistant today here.
Hello everyone.
And you can see now that he's staying on the rear seat, and he has plenty of space to put his legs here on the board, and it's very safe because of the rear support here that holds his back, and it's kind of comfortable for it. And for the adult, it's no problem staying here with the feet on the board there. The C1 Pro also comes fully loaded with options. You have mirrors like on a regular scooter. You can see, I was commenting when I was assembling this scooter, I was saying that I don't like mirrors because I'm used to e-bikes and kick scooters, and I don't use mirrors on them because personally I don't like them. Well, actually, when assembling this, I said in last moment, why not put them? And I can tell you that I already love them because they are actually useful, especially when you are riding with a kid. You need more safety, and you can take a quick look here and see if there is a car coming too close to you, so you can pull to the side. It's much more better, much more safer, and now I actually like the look of it. Talking about the optional and the accessories, the mirrors are just the minor tip of the iceberg because we have a lot more things here going on. So we have lights front and rear, and we have a very powerful front LED headlamp that has 4 LEDs actually, and this thing is so bright that when you put your hand in front of it, you can actually feel heat coming from that light. It's like a small sun. This is also made out of aluminum, and its casing acts as a heatsink for it, so plenty of power. Then we have the rear tail lamp that is very powerful. You can see this in full daytime, and if my assistant here is going to press the brake lever, press the brake lever please, you can see press and release. You can see that it also has brake lamp, and also it has turn signals. Select turn signals, and you can see here it's flashing the turn signal.
And you can do the same thing with the other mm,
Direction.
direction, just like this. And let me show you how I did make this one. If do you see? If you turn it like this,
And
it will do that.
and it also has a functional electric horn that is very loud. The functionality doesn't end here, so we get this nice front basket that you can use to carry your groceries, your backpack, or other things like that.
And if do you want to remove the basket, you need just to remove these 4 screws,
And that's
and
it.
then you can
Take it
take
out
it
of the
out.
bag. Really nice. You can also adjust the handlebar. This can go up. You can also adjust the handlebar angle for your wrist to fit better that. You can also adjust the seat post to make it higher or lower depending on your height. You can also take this out if you don't need a second seat here. You can remove these screws, take this cushion out, take this backrest out, and this is going to turn into a second rack storage for your bike, so you can put more luggage here. The C1 Pro comes with dual brake disc system, so you have brakes on disc in front and also on the rear wheel. They use large 160mm discs, so plenty of stopping power there. And you also get reflectors on the side of the wheel. This will light up in night time, and the same with this is reflective paint and makes you a lot more safer.
And here you have a kickstand which is from metal, so it's very solid.
Yes, and it has a spring that holds it in position.
Yes.
So this is very stable. When you put the kickstand down, it's going to hold this even if it has some weight on it. It's not going to fall down. The kickstand is very rugged and solid.
And I can do this. I can rest on it and do like this.
And it stays on that kickstand. And keep in mind that this is happening on a soft surface. This is earth, and we have some rain, so the kickstand will go in a bit, but even though it still stays because it has a very wide foot, so it doesn't go in the dirt like it's happening on other scooters or the ones that have a very thin pin with a plastic cap on it. And as compact as this thing is, it can get even more compact because you can actually fold the handlebar. So
You can do this by doing that.
that is a safety for this latch not to come undone when you are riding. And now if you press this lever, you can actually fold the handlebar down just like that, and it gets even more compact, so you can store this in places that are even lower or smaller. And you can quickly take this off because you can spin them around. The mirrors will just come out by rotating from here, and they are going to save space. This is for when you are storing this for a longer period of time. The ride is also pleasant because you have front suspension here. It doesn't have a huge travel, but it makes a difference. And then you have this large seat post with a typical shape, and this is very comfortable if you don't pedal because you have this wide part here. Your soft part is going to be somewhere here, and it's like floating on air because you have real working springs there. And also the rear seat has plenty of cushioning, so the little one will not complain about the bumpy ride. And also the rear backrest has a lot of padding, and this thing here, it's out of metal, so it's very solid. It's not plastic, so if he pushes here, he's not going to break it, mostly just bend it in case he's forcing it too much. So very solid and very safe.
Okay, and I really like this seat because it's very soft.
There you have it. I'm not telling you, he's telling us. Very good. So let's prepare us for the ride and the actual working of this bike. Let's see how it performs in real life with real load. So for instance, I have around 100 kilograms. I have there a backpack with my gear that has about 3 kilograms today. And this thing here weighs about 25 kilograms. So keep that in mind when I'm telling you how this thing performs, the speed, the braking, going uphill, how everything with that load onto it.
And with the battery fully charged from with energy from there, now we are ready for action.
Great. So backpack here in the basket.
And for safety, we
Put this over the handlebar so it doesn't fall off while we are going to go very fast, so it's not safe for him. All right, so he's on there. He's going to put his feet on the paddle board there.
just like this.
And we are going to start by doing a bit of off-road to get out of this area here. The display here is very nice, very visible in daytime. On the camera you are probably not going to see much about it because that's how things are on these kind of cameras. It shows the speed, the battery level. It has 3 modes that it works with, 3 speeds. And let's start out. So I'm going to press the accelerator gently and we are off. And from the start I can tell you that this scooter has a very torquey motor and it works really silent, but has a great power. It doesn't need a push to start, so it starts right away just like a normal bike or scooter. You just press the throttle and you are off. And even if the road is actually very bumpy, and here we have some big inclines and it's off-road, this scooter has enough torque to get us out. Keep in mind that we weigh a bit together, so 25 with 100 and another 3 kilograms. And if we also add our clothes, it gets a bit more than that, but nonetheless it's very interesting. And this one has a direct drive hub motor, so this thing is very silent, and having a direct drive hub motor, this also gives us very high speed when very big high speed when we are fully activating the accelerator, because this motor doesn't have any kind of gears inside. You are not forcing anything. It doesn't have a demultiplier. The motor spins directly the wheel, does that silently and fast. So as you can see, I'm already doing 25 kilometers per hour, 22 now, but there is no noise from the scooter. You can hear the noise from the cars, from anything else, from the wheels. You can hear the wind, but you don't hear the motor, only if you give it full throttle, and even then you don't hear much of it. It just has a very slight humming noise, and that's it. Also, the front suspension works pretty good, even though it has a very short travel. But another good thing is that this thing doesn't have any kind of other noises that you hear on scooters. It doesn't have any kind of rattles, noises, doesn't have any kind of other thing that annoys you generally. This thing is super quiet and relaxing when you ride it. And it gets up to speed pretty fast, and I'm on 2nd gear right now. I'm not even in the 3rd gear. The 3rd gear, I tell you from testing it previously, is definitely going to take you to over 40 kilometers per hour, which maybe we are going to test or not, because I have that passenger in the back and I'm not very keen on going too fast around here, maybe in a place where there is no public, no cars and no other people. But you can see that this thing gets up to speed just by feathering the throttle. You don't even have to push it all the way in to get up to speed, and it rolls pretty nice. And even though it has very small wheels and small size, very compact, it doesn't feel that way. I had a lot of other scooters, and when the smaller the wheels are and the smaller the scooter is, it gets more unstable and somehow quirky when you are doing maneuvers with him, such as braking, avoiding a pothole, jumping over something. You don't feel very safe on it. It's not happening on this one, and you have this very nice low position because of the big footboard on it, and you stay very comfortable, as you can see here on the camera. And that also gives you very good stability, so you feel nice on it, you feel relaxed, you have a great riding position, and you can do a lot of distance with this without getting tired, without having any kind of problems. And again, I'm doing almost 30. Also, I must mention this has cruise control, which is very nice when you have a long road ahead. It's not like on e-bike where you have to pedal, 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 pedal to keep the speed. On this one, you just hold the throttle for 5 or 10 seconds, something like that, and you are going to get here a symbol on the display that it shows that cruise control has been engaged, and it's going to keep the throttle constant so you can enjoy the view, enjoy whatever you are doing, and not take care of this. For instance, now it's on cruise control at 19 kilometers per hour. I just ride and enjoy, and it's not going to go faster or slower than that. It keeps the speed constant. Again, a very nice feature to have. If you go on third assisted mode now, you can hear this thing, and you can hear it a bit more humming, and now we are getting some speed.
Wow, that's a big bump.
And I was already doing 40 and this thing was going on even faster, but I have engaged the brakes. Also, it has smart brakes with brake inhibitors, so motor brake inhibitors. When you want to disengage the cruise control or stop very fast, when you touch the brake levers, you have here an exclamation sign with red. That means that the controller knows that you are touching the brakes and you want to stop, and it instantly disengages the motor, disengages the cruise control, it cuts power to everything, so the brakes will have full power on stopping you, making this safer to stop when there is an emergency. The brakes also work very nice, even though they are not hydraulic, they are normal cable mechanical brakes. They work very good, they have good they are progressive brakes, so you can brake gently or brake hard, it's up to you. And it has enough braking power to lock the wheels in case of an emergency, but no one wants to just lock the wheels, because usually that ends up in a crash. But you get the idea, you have enough braking power to stop this even if you are doing 45 plus kilometers per hour. And talking about the speed, I have tested this without the extra load in the back, and I actually got 47 kilometers per hour on this. It's kind of crazy for how small it is. It's very nice. It's like a pocket rocket zooming around. So very, very good job on that. If you need something small, fast, and with a huge battery, this is probably the perfect choice right now on the market. So small, compact, it's actually not even that heavy. It has something around 30 kilograms, but it doesn't feel that heavy, especially when you carry it, because it has a lot of frame parts that you can grab on, and you can take this with you even going upstairs. So I haven't had any kind of issues carrying this a few stories upstairs.
Now I am not and my hands are not on my bed, and my hands are just relaxed, and now I can just stay without hitting something, so I cannot fall.
So you feel very secure.
Yes.
Great. And now we are going to do another test. So here we have a steep hill. It doesn't look like that on the camera, and it's a ramp going that way. On the GoPro it deforms the image, it feels like it's flat. On this part here you cannot go up with a scooter that has something like 250 legal watts, because it's not going to make it uphill unless you are pedaling along or it's a bike that you pedal with. So I'm going to try to go uphill with this. I cannot help it in any kind of way. I have all the weight here. So let's start, let's see what happens. So I'm in the maximum assist mode. I gave it full throttle because I want to see if it accelerates or not. And I can tell you that I'm already doing 90 kilometers per hour, going uphill. It's not struggling. You can see that it's now doing 17, but for what it is, for how small it is, and the weight that I have on it, it's really nice. And now I'm accelerating in the steepest part, and it's accelerating 15, 16 kilometers per hour, 17 now. The ramp is no longer that high, so 18 kilometers per hour going again. really nice. So even if you have a very steep hill, it's going to go up that ramp, even though it doesn't have a geared motor with a torque multiplier that you get on small bikes, usually this size. This thing with a direct drive hub motor goes uphill. This is because it has a very big motor, it has a powerful controller and a huge battery that is able to actually supply enough current so that it doesn't have a voltage drop. It gets more complicated. The idea is that this is somehow overpowered for what it is, and it's going to get you uphill without having issues, which is great. It's great because when you have this thing loaded up, you come with groceries with your kid from the school, how it would be just to please step down and let's push this thing uphill because we are too heavy to get there. It would be stupid, but it's not happening here. It goes uphill really nice. We are doing our job with it. We have here the imaginary groceries. I got the kid from school. I'm going to take him home to do his homework now. And now we are going to do a bit of extreme test with it because why not also do some off-roading, because this is not meant for something like that, but let's do some off-roading because the road to school is dangerous, so we need to go to school now. And we are cutting corners here, avoiding traffic. Look at this thing. This is actually really funny because just imagine seeing two bears, a big bear and a teddy bear on a small scooter going to school each morning like this and doing off-road. So I think that we are pretty funny, but the funnier thing is this thing because it seems to be unstoppable. So it goes uphill really nice, it goes off-road very good. What else we can do? Let's jump a curb here, and I'm going to tell you something about jumping over curbs a bit later. But look at that. We are doing off-road with this thing and it's simply unstoppable. I don't recommend you do something like that with such kind of scooter with so small wheels, but this thing really rides well on all kind of terrains. It's simply amazing, and it's super quiet, it's super pleasant, and it simply glides over and already got to 30 kilometers per hour. This thing will also fool you. You always feel that you are going slower with this, which doesn't usually happen with small scooters. Small scooters give you the sensation that you are actually doing higher speeds because of the smaller wheels and the vibrations. It's not happening with this because of the silent motor and the tires, which are having some kind of cushioning, and they are not soft but somehow pleasant, and they are not doing that crazy aggressive noise from off-road tires that you get also on small scooters. All of that contributes to having this feeling that I'm barely doing anything, that I'm not doing any kind of speeding. You just feel natural, and it's super stable, it's very controllable, and I like that very much. You can do very tight turns, you can do wide turns, you can do slalom with it. It feels so nice, it feels like you are riding something else, not a pocket-sized scooter. It's simply amazing, and it does a great job on any kind of terrain. And I really like it. It's impressive for the size of it. You can lean a lot on with it. It doesn't have any kind of issues. You don't feel like you are going to fall off on it or get thrown away. This thing is amazing, simply amazing. By the way, on the GoPro, the image is automatically stabilized, so it's always straight, so you are not going to determine how much I was leaning, but you can go a lot on both sides, and it doesn't have any kind of problems if you have enough speed for that.
What are these?
These are turbine blades from hydraulic dams. They generate electricity. They are connected to, these are the impellers that are connected to the main shaft of electric generator. So water goes over them and makes them spin very fast, and they create electricity. And this is one model of a blade and here is another type of blade. And there are several of these, and they create a big rotor that spins, and only water pushes them, and they create electricity.
And how do you hear? This one makes this sound, and this one makes this sound.
This is like an instrument.
Yes.
And now it's time for the final conclusions. You have seen this in action and I'm truly impressed by it. So with the extra load, with my assistant, with my backpack and my weight here, this thing performed exceptionally well. So it gets to 40 kilometers per hour in a few seconds, and it can go even faster than that. So this thing has a lot of power. As you can see, it has a really huge motor here. It's a hub motor. Also, I like the fact that the wheels are solid from one single piece. They are metal, all metal, with only 3-spoke metal spokes. So they are very solid. They are no regular spoked wheels. And the tires, they are 14-inch wheel, so they are rather small, but as you've seen while you ride the scooter, this is very stable and it doesn't feel like a small scooter. It's very stable, so even if you lean with it, you take very sharp turns or stop or accelerate, you feel like you are riding something bigger and much more stable. So I really like the feeling on it. I was not sure about how this thing will perform, but probably that is due to being a low rider here, having here a lower seat, and the battery, which is huge, is under this and very low, so it keeps the center of the gravity very low, and that gives you very good stability.
And I feel on this sea like I am riding clouds.
It's very soft because this has a lot of cushioning, so even though you don't have a rear suspension, this is very soft and has a lot of padding, so it's nice for your kid. And same goes here, the adult here, it's advantage by having extra springs. And you also know that I have a saying that there is no perfect product, so everything can be improved. So I do a pros and cons. So the pros, you already know, this thing is exceptionally well performing, it's nice, it has a lot of accessories, it even has full mud guards so it doesn't get you dirty. Everything is nice, even this wood board, this is made specially so it resists water, to dirt and everything else, so this will be for a very long time here. And if you don't like it, you can actually get a wood board and replace it. That's very simple, you just have 6 screws here, you take it out and put whatever you want. So really nice design, really nice touch. The single con that I have found on this scooter, it took me a bit of trying to find the con. It actually didn't interfere with my review, even if it the higher load and going fast. But the only thing is this kickstand, which is very solid, very nice, but it has this part here, so when it's folded, this one remains, and it's actually rather low. So this is not a scooter to jump curves with it or going off-road, but if you do something crazy like that, you might get a chance that this thing will collide with something like a curb or a rock or something, because it's very low. So the frame is here, it's pretty high, you have a lot of clearance under the deck, but this one is very low here. So that's the only con I have found on this. Other thing than that, I cannot fault. The lights are brilliant, they are very good. You have turn signals, you have brake lights, you have LED lamps, you have a very powerful headlamp. So everything is nice, only that thing with the kickstand, you should take care with it. But riding this normally, where it's supposed to run, such as on asphalt, doing groceries, taking your kid to school, or in parks or everything else, it's super fine. So you don't have to worry about the kickstand. So that was it for now. I hope that you have enjoyed this video review today.
Me too.
And we must tell you that we really love this model. It's first for us to do a review together, such kind of a review, because indoor we started doing reviews, but this thing was especially chosen for him because he always wanted to come with me in my rides and he wanted to actually participate. So this thing kind of started a new phase in my channel, so you are going to see probably him a lot more, especially if you like to. You can give it a thumbs up there or subscribe. And we really like this scooter because now we can do a lot more things together, go outside, fly our drones, do photography, everything else, continue with our hobbies. And he comes with me because he prefers to ride on such thing like this than taking him with the car somewhere. So we really like this, and we go outdoor, we don't use the car anymore. So it's really nice. It's a really good thing, and we can use this for school, for shopping, for everything, and creates a much more bigger bond and makes things a lot more funnier. So that was it for now. See you in the other videos. I'm going to let a link here somewhere where you can check all of those. You are going to see this in more videos, such as unboxing and other things, and our rides with it.
And if you want to see me more, you can leave a comment, and I will implore.
You don't need to implore me. Just ask me.
Okay, I will ask Daddy so I can go with him to other reviews, and see you, and bye bye.
Bye bye.